All right, man. Kombat Konvo. You know what it is. We back, man. And we back.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of our existence. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go into this. Vince McMahon, WWE has been sold.
Has been sold.
You know,
And
I seen the
guess who
video.
it's been sold to?
Sold to the same people that owned the UFC, who the WWE used to have more stake in the UFC. This is a weird dynamic, man. It's back and forth with these people.
Yep.
Back and forth. It's like spinning the money around.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, if you guys have been following what we've been doing as far as discussing the Vince McMahon situation, y'all would know that we kind of predicted this, like, because we said it, that they was already doing business with one another. You know, I believe we said that they were doing business since 2016, and a lot of people never paid any attention to it. But there's videos out with them discussing it and saying that they've been doing business with one another. You know what I mean? You got to read in between the lines. Look how many UFC wrestlers that came in and out of WWE. Cain Velasquez, of course, Brock Lesnar was in WWE, went to UFC, came back. Matt Riddle, even though he went to the Indies first, you know what I mean, then came to the WWE, but he's still a former UFC fighter. Come on, like it was right in front of our faces. Nobody really paid attention to it though. Yep, but they've been sold to Endeavor, the owners of the UFC, for $9.3 billion. Damn.
Yeah. I seen something where they said Vince McMahon purchased the WWF back in the 80s, I believe, for $1 million. And he sold the WWE for $9.3 billion. That is insane. But here's the crazy part. He's still in charge until he dies. So even though he sold the WWE to another company, he says, well, I'm still going to be in charge. It'll be your stuff, but until I die, that's when y'all take over.
Yo, so you know what's crazy?
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like giving somebody, like, you give them some money and then you tell them how to spend it. You're like, well, yeah, I'm gonna make you a millionaire, but you only can buy this. This is great.
It's true.
It's great.
You know what's so crazy though about this whole situation, right? Like he literally dealt his cards the way he seen fit. Like, you know what I mean? We all thought that he was going to sell it to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody thought that Disney was going to take it. Mm-hmm. Some people thought Comcast was going to do it. Hell, even Tony Khan from AEW was in the mix, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thought everything with this, and it only comes up to him putting himself in a situation where he is still the man up top. That's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. And another thing too, right? You got to think that if any of these other companies had took over WWE, they probably was going to make him step down. You know? Yeah. But I don't see Endeavor or the UFC doing that with him. I don't see them doing that. And if they do it, they're not doing it right now. The only way I can see them moving the process with that is if the ratings go down as far as creativity. If that goes down, then they probably gonna say, "Yeah, Vince, you gotta take a seat."
Well, once the contract is signed, they're not gonna be able to do anything about that. Like, it says till he dies, so until he passes away. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's crazy.
You gotta look at it this way, man. Vince McMahon built $1 billion industry. Whether we like him or not, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't give people what they want right away, but he he has brilliant minds around him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always defend Vince McMahon because I feel as though that he's the reason why wrestling is where it's at today. Now, do I agree with everything he does? No, I don't. But there's nothing I can really say. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the WWE being sold, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because what's the difference? They ain't gonna change nothing. I don't know why they even announced it. They could just let it be silent. Because Triple H on Monday Night Raw, it's like we ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We here from here now, forever, and on, or something like that. He said, and then Vince McMahon with the new mustache, which looks like an artist, like he about to go paint something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey yo, somebody
crazy
had
mustache,
a meme.
man.
Yo, it was funny. Somebody had a meme of him and Stan Lee together.
Yeah.
And then him saying, "Oh, he's trying." They said in the meme it said Vince trying to get his Stan Lee on. That joint was too funny.
Yeah.
And then they had another meme with him and M Bison.
Yeah.
They said he had a hat, the M Bison hat on with the mustache. I was hollering.
That mustache is epic. That thing is epic. I don't know if he grew that or he drew that on. That thing epic, man. That's bro, man. Did he get Botox?
I don't know what he did. He probably did something. It looks like he got Botox in his face somewhere.
Up. Yeah, he did get Botox. He filled his face up. Face got full. He's like 80 years old, right?
Yeah.
He's still in shape, man. Jesus Christ. How you still look like that at 80? He's still, at one point he was bigger than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Hulk Hogan had 24-inch pythons, right? Vince McMahon had like 26. When he said Vince McMahon was a big dude, man. Like I was like surprised. So but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So they brought the WWE and they brought the what was it, UFC, two of the biggest combat sports. And I tell people this all the time, like people say, well, why can't people buy boxing? Because boxing's not owned by one person. Boxing is an entity. Boxing is like 10 groups. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 different organizations in boxing. It's probably more than that. So you can't just buy boxing. You can buy a certain section of boxing out, but you can't buy the whole thing of boxing. UFC is UFC. WWE is WWE. Boxing has the Zone, De La Hoya, Mayweather, whoever else owns. It's too many hands in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. But this is a good move, I believe, because now you're going to start seeing more cross fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're definitely going to see that because AEW has business ties with ESPN and so does UFC. Yeah. So, who knows? They could have something creatively done where AEW and WWE cross paths and they could probably broadcast it on ESPN. You never know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of possibilities with this. I tell you one thing though, Vince, like I said, Vince knew exactly what he was doing. You know what I mean? There's no way at this point right now that they can do anything with him. He put himself in a situation to be in control forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he did it, in such a slick way that no one's seen this one coming.
Yeah.
No one's seen it coming. If y'all want to read the articles on what's what, y'all can do that. I got it right here. You know what I mean? Yo, man, it's crazy. I did that.
I think that. You want me to pause it? Yeah. So I mean, I think that uh Vince is a smart man, man. He's been doing this. He knows what he's doing, and like I was saying before, I don't know if they own just excuse me. I don't know if they own just the WWE or if they own everything the WWE, like the movie, because they own WWE has their own studio, movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they
Mm-hmm.
own that too, or if they just own the WWE entertainment wrestling part. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, knowing Vince, he probably didn't give a movie part up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A lot of people don't know that they did a lot of movies. Fast and the Furious movies. They did a bunch of movies, man.
Yeah, WWE has their hands in a lot of pots, man. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand. Like WWE is not just wrestling; they're everything. You know, they've had their hands in a lot of things. Um, I I I I feel bad for Triple H because Triple H has really, really, really changed this product for the last few months and really made it watchable again for wrestling fans. And at this point, no one knows what's going on right now. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But I mean, the writing was on the wall. People had to have known that Vince McMahon was still in charge in some capacity. I mean, you could tell by the booking. Like people were just seeing the booking was kind of weird here and there. And after this whole transition that took effect, or the beginning stages of this transition, he made Triple H sit down. Like, not he didn't. He just. I don't know if he removed him from creative, but I know now from what the reports are saying that they put him in a position where he's going to be so busy that he can't really focus as much on creative as he wants to. And I think that's messed up because if it wasn't for Triple H, you know what I mean, WWE probably wouldn't be standing as strong as it is right now. Triple
Well,
H really did an excellent job as far as creative,
well,
trying to keep.
I'm gonna say this. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this.
Now go ahead.
You don't really know because he did come out on. He's still the spokesman. Vince ain't say nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Vince ain't say nothing yet. I think a lot of these people they have this disdain for Vince McMahon so much that they trying to make it seem like he's up to no good. But they don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like Triple H still is the one that's talking. He did the press conference. Then on Monday Night Raw, he was the one that came out and said that they sold the W. He don't own nothing. Like, I mean, he probably owns some shares, but you know what I'm saying? That's it. But he ain't going nowhere. I think that, and they said, well, it was Vince McMahon's. I seen an article and it said it was Vince McMahon's idea to make Brock Lesnar bad again. Like, like who cares though? Like, it's still fire. You know what I'm saying? So now I guess Brock Lesnar gonna have an issue with Cody Rhodes. I guess.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I mean, it on Monday Night Raw, that joint looked kind of weird when I watched it. I was like, a tag match with Cody Rhodes. I was like, man, I was smelling something, man. I was like, oh, something ain't right with this.
Yeah.
But I went along with it because it was something different. It was interesting, and it was something different. So I went along with it, only to find out later that Brock was just being Brock. I mean, y'all didn't really think Brock was going to stay a good guy forever. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, come on.
Brock is not made to really be a happy-go-lucky figure. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be a devastating monster. That's just
He's been a
that's
devastating
that's what
monster
he's good
since
at.
he been in the WWE when he's I think 25, 26 years old. He came to WWE when he's younger than that, I believe. Though he's a
Mm-hmm.
freak of nature.
Yeah,
It
so
is what it is. Like you really can't
I
say.
don't think people realize like, yo, he's not meant to be like that. I mean, it was refreshing to see him in that role though. It was refreshing. But yeah, that wasn't gonna last long. Um I feel like the story is gonna be crazy because I said there could be a few ways they could go about with this. Cause I seen a few pictures of Roman Reigns when this whole thing was occurring, and I seen a few pictures of Paul Heyman. What they could do is when Roman was talking about Brock Lesnar being at Monday Night Raw, what they could do is they could have had Paul Heyman had made a phone call to talk to Brock, and he's saying, "Listen, me and Roman will pay you such and such amount of dollars if you go out there, you tag with Cody, and then you go back and you just whoop him later on, making him think he had a friend, only to attack him and just brutalize him,
Yeah.
so then he don't be much of anything for our rematch at SummerSlam." Could have did that. That would be crazy if they was like, "Yo, Paul Heyman gave him the slide, pay off real quick, and then he
Yeah.
just go out there and attack Cody." I could see something like that happening. So
Yeah. I mean, hey man, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we out of here. Combat Combo, man. WWE.